and gentlemen, Garry Moore.
Thank you. Thank you, Johnny Olson. Got something here for the art lovers amongst you here. I would like to have you guess just what artist did this remarkable piece of work. Would you say it was Picasso or Rembrandt or Leonardo da Vinci? Well, I hate to disappoint you, but it was me. And actually, I didn't really mean to do it on... Oh, come on. No, this is something that I drew while I was talking to somebody on the telephone. You know how you do. It's a doodle. In other words, the words up here, don't forget, I happen to have a little pad next to my phone, and I make notes to myself about stuff I'm not supposed to forget. And I didn't even realize I was drawing it, but that's the way it came out, and it is, of course, a doodle. Now, our first guest today is both an ardent doodler, and he is an expert on that subject, and we'll meet him in a moment as soon as he tries to, well, let's say hold the panel first here on To Tell the Truth.
Bill Cullen. Peggy Cash. Gene Rayburn. And Kitty Carlisle.
She just wore your nightgown again, huh, Kitty?
Beautiful.
Just shows what you know.
That's a galabaya.
It's a jalaba.
That's a what? A jalaba.
A jalaba.
Right? It's a jalaba by you. By me, it's a galabaya in
What
Egypt.
am I, chopped liver?
Yes. I had one of those last night, Yeah, too. that's good.
Hi there, honey. Are you dressed?
Oh, it's too late.
I love your dress.
It's too late.
Too late? All right, then, let's forge
French and
ahead.
everything.
Let us meet our doodler.
Number one, what is your name, please?
My name is Norman Uris.
Number two.
My name is Norman Uris.
Number three.
My name is Norman Uris.
And only one of these gentlemen, of course, can be the real Norman Uris, and so here is his story. I, Norman Uris, am a doodler. The dictionary defines doodling as drawing pictures, symbols, etc., abstractedly on whatever material comes to hand while the mind is otherwise occupied. As a dedicated doodler myself, I became passionately interested in the subject of doodling and doodlers. I wrote about 1,000 letters to famous people asking them for samples of their doodles. I also researched the history of doodling and discovered that doodling is not exclusively the product of our modern culture. Cavemen doodled on the walls of their caves, and doodles were uncovered when the excavation of Pompeii took place. Even some of the To Tell the Truth panel are doodlers. For instance, now, here is a squiggly-looking doodle by Gene Rayburn.
I did that? Yes, I did.
Is it a sailboat on the sea? Of course it is. And Bill Cullen's doodle takes us underwater rather than on it. Bill Cullen did a fish. Now, here are some non-panel doodles. Here is a man whose doodle denotes drive and direction. Baseball's Ted Williams. And finally, a highly sophisticated creation, a doodle by Paul Newman. I have written what I consider to be the definitive work on the subject of doodling, and I call it, appropriately enough, the Doodle Book. And it is signed Norman Uris. And we'll begin our questioning after a few doodles from our clients. All right, here we go. Now remember that one of these gentlemen only can be Norman Uris, author of the Doodle Book. And we'll begin the questioning with a fellow who doodled a sailboat for us, Gene Rayburn.
Thank you, Gary. All right. Mr. Uris, number one. How did the cavemen doodle? I thought, you know, that those rocks were kind of hard and they needed a chisel and all that. And doodling is something you do kind of unconsciously.
No, not at all. The cavemen doodled with flint or some other hard stone on the walls of the cave, strangely enough, close to the ground. If the artwork was up high, then it was an intentional work of art, whereas the doodles were primarily close to the ground where the caveman was sitting and were doodled primarily with flint or with pieces of charcoal or sticks that were burnt.
And they were doing something like talking on the phone with the other hand and doodling with one hand. Is that it?
They were hardly talking on the phone, but they were dawdling or doing nothing and just
Okay.
Spaghetti.
Hey, one question.
Thank
What
you,
is
Gene,
that?
but it was a good one.
Yeah.
Let's go to Kitty.
Number 2, what were the doodles in Pompeii? Were they close to the ground as well? How did you know they were doodles rather than designs?
They had an aimless look about it.
And were they close to the ground?
Generally speaking, yes.
Were they done with paint or with chisel?
I would say some sort of charcoal.
I see. Number 3, is it true that a person with a complicated mind will do a complicated doodle, and a person with a simple, or doesn't it really make any difference?
Well, it's like handwriting analysis. You can make out what you want to make out of anything that you find.
And number 2, Orson did lots of doodles. I could generally tell what his state of mind was when I sat next to him on the panel by his doodles. Do you believe that's true?
I believe in treating it as an art form, the way you would treat any art form.
Rather than a psychological study.
Thank you, Kitty. Let's go to Bill Cullen.
We'll get number 1's opinion on that. Do you think that doodles, a person doodles, reveal anything, Mr. Uris, number 1?
No, I don't really, although there are many people that do. I don't really believe that it gives any insight into his personality, other than perhaps that an architect might draw drawings resembling a building, or an artist might do things resembling his art.
Thank you. Number 3, if a person doodles nothing but dollar signs and stars, what is the preoccupation that person might have?
Well, I don't think you could really tell from his doodling, but he might have visions of grandeur or something.
Yeah.
Yes, the audience is missing out because
It's
during the
Peggy
commercial,
who-
Peggy said, I doodle nothing but dollar signs and stars.
Right.
Shows I'm ambitious.
Number 2, you deal with it as an art form, so all you've done is collected pictures. You haven't... what does your text of the book consist of, number 2?
It's a story of doodling from caveman to the present time, and it treats it from an art point of view.
From an art point of view, the gentleman says. And Peggy?
Thank you. Number 3, where does the name doodle come from?
Nobody really knows.
Oh, okay. Number 2, Miro, I don't know whether you think sort of sometimes looks like doodling. Do you consider that sort of high-class doodling?
I mention it in the book, and as a matter of fact, I got a very interesting letter from Mr. Miro in which he says when he tries to figure something out of what he's going to do in his next painting, with the fingertips, he would draw subconsciously in the air what he's going to do. I would say it's an oral doodle.
An oral doodle? Oral is mouth. Oral.
I mean, not written.
Oh, I see. Number 1, do you consider, for instance, the French cave drawings or the Spanish cave drawings doodles, or do you consider those a more advanced type of,
Well,
like a Lescaut or something?
yeah, as I stated before, if it resembles art, then it is not a doodle. It's something that's intentionally done as art. A doodle is some aimless type of drawing or scratching while the man is preoccupied with something else.
Okay, and on that basis, we must make up our minds. What do you think? Is it number 1? Or is it number 2? What do you think about number 3? It's going to cost you $50 for each wrong guess, $500 if all of the guesses are wrong. And Gene Rayburn, have you doodled a ballot yet, my
Yes,
friend?
I have. I voted for number 2, Gary, because I think he contributed a little more information than he wanted to. And even though I suspect his charcoal answer on the Pompeii paintings might not be accurate.
Okay, so we got 1 for 2. And what does Kitty think?
Well, I thought it was number 2 when he stood up. And after the questioning was over, I still think it's number 2.
2 for 2, and Bill Cullen's up.
You know, number 2 and number 1 both had very strong opinions on doodling and what it means. And number 3, all the while, sat back there and smiled benignly. And I vote for a benign smile, so I voted for number 3.
That's a kindly way of saying smug.
Smug,
You got
yes.
a smug look on
Smug,
it.
benign smile.
Smugly
yes.
benign smile. All right, and we go to Peggy.
Well, I voted for number 2, but you see, the thing is, I don't really think Miros look like doodles. I think they really are a design rather than a doodle. But I voted for you anyway, because you got a lot of high-class thoughts.
We're almost on a limb, but not quite. So will the real Norman Uris please stand up? Thank you, Mr. Uris. We'll be back to you in a moment. Number 1, sir, what is your real name, please, and what do you do?
My real name is Dave Oldtarsh, and I'm an attorney in New York City.
Uh-huh. Number 3, sir, what is your real name, please, and what do you do?
My name is Jack Swaska, and I'm an account executive for ASCAP.
Aztec. Let's get this directly from the expert. Mr. Uris, when somebody does doodle dollar signs and stars, what does it mean, or don't you interpret?
I don't interpret it as that. When I spoke before about comparing it with modern art, I wasn't trying to imply that Miro's work was doodles. What I was saying, it has some sort of a look of it. Yes. Just as somebody could draw something that looks like a deliberate piece of art, but it isn't.
Right.
It depends on the state of mind.
All righty. Now, I know that our audience will be interested in seeing some other famous doodles, and if you'll comment on them as we show them here on the screen. Now, that's what, Bill? What did you say?
That's good.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
who
that's
is that,
good.
Mr. Uris?
President Nixon.
That's
fair.
That's
What would you say about it?
that's very graphic.
What would you say about it?
It's a
Mr. Uris?
geometric design, and it reminds me very much of similar geometric designs I've seen by Leonardo da Vinci.
That's right, yeah.
Interesting.
Very similar.
Yeah.
Well, next we have a man who almost made it to Mr. Nixon's job, but not quite. This is Hubert Humphrey.
I think you could read into it whatever you like to read into it. I think that's part of the charm of it. To me, it looks like a locomotive.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
It does,
To me,
yeah.
it looks like the DNA, the chain reaction of the molecules.
Okay, if that's what you like. And here's a good friend of all of ours, a fellow from our business,
Benny Goodman.
Bob Hope.
Bob Hope.
Bob Hope.
It took me a long time to get one of Bob Hope's. A good friend of mine is a good friend of Bob Hope's, and he's been following me around trying to get it. And Bob Hope would only doodle on linen napkins. We couldn't get it out of the restaurant. Finally,
That's class.
Somewhere over there, I think it says 801%. That's Bob.
That's Bob.
Yeah, that's
Let's
right.
look
Finally,
at
he
Princess Grace and see what she did
Oh,
here.
that's pretty.
actually, only the middle part of the flower is a doodle. The rest of it is a planned piece of art. And it really shows what you can do with something that starts out as a doodle, and then later you can make a planned piece of art with it. And I explain it in my book, The Doodle Book, and I have other illustrations. That's a
Okay,
beautiful
well,
one.
thank you. It's been fascinating. Thank you very much, Norman Uris, and thank you, imposters, for being with us here on To Tell the Truth. Now, this next one is really unusual. Our next guest recently got married under most extraordinary circumstances, and we'll meet her in a moment after a profitable pause. Now let's meet our unique wife.
Number one, what is your name, please?
My name is Christine Kowasevich.
Number two.
My name is Christine Kowasevich.
Number three.
My name is Christine Kowasevich.
And here is Christine Kwasevich's marrying message. Here it goes like this. I, Christine Kwasevich, am a very new bride. I had a most unusual courtship. Here's the story. I read in a newspaper that a young man was going to be deported unless he got married immediately. He wanted to stay in America very badly. Since I was single, I thought I'd look into this. I was not alone, however. 499 other girls wanted to meet Ivo also, and they ranged in age from 18 to 60. Well, I got to see Ivo, and although he hardly spoke English, we knew in a minute it was just meant to be. He has a temporary stay now, while I have a permanent last name. Signed, Christine Kwasevich. And you got to admit, this is a different story. Bill Cullen, you want to start on it?
Number three, this Evo got to be too much. Now, is he like the handsomest, most romantic fellow you ever saw, or was he when you first saw him, number three?
Well, not at first. About 4 hours later, he was.
4 hours it took him. That's fast, even in Pittsburgh. Number one, with 499 girls who sought his hand, do you think there's ever a possibility that Evo might mention this to you in an argument and say, well, you're not the only fish in the stream, or, you know, regular Croatian words to that effect, number one?
No, before we were even married, when I first met him, he's from Yugoslavia, and they're very family-orientated, and he's very devoted.
Number two, before this happened, had you had regular boyfriends and suitors, and were you going out on dates and things like that?
Yes, but you see, I met Ivo, and he just had the European charm about him, and...
Thank you, Bill. That takes us to Peggy.
Well, number one, how's it going?
Fine.
Good.
Just great.
Number two, how long does one have to stay married? I mean, if God forbid, but I mean, if anything happened and you got a divorce, will they ship him right back to Yugoslavia?
Well, there's a possibility of it now. See, he has to go to Germany to get a temporary visa.
Why does he have to go to Germany?
He doesn't have a passport now.
Oh.
He's on an extended...
Thank you. Number three, where did this take place? In what city? I mean, where do you and Ivo live? That you read it in the paper.
Oh, we live in San Jose.
San Jose, California.
Yes.
Thank you. Number one, what does Ivo do for a living?
Cement finisher.
A what?
Cement finisher.
Oh, cement finisher. Number three, did you have an interpreter? I mean, 4 hours of looking at one another doesn't really cement the bond. I mean, did somebody tell you what he was saying? And
He does well. He can speak some English, and now I'm helping him.
Thank you. Well, number...
Thank you, Peggy. Let's go to Gene Rayburn.
Number one, do you agree that all Yugoslavs have a certain charm about them and sex appeal?
Uh-oh. Oh, I don't know. I don't know any other... Well, I know all John's friends.
How do you...
I know one who doesn't have.
How do you feel about me, number one?
I've always liked you.
No, my parents were born in Yugoslavia, and I speak the language. Say a word that he taught
You're
you.
not allowed.
Oh, I can't do that.
Not allowed to
demonstrate.
Not allowed. All right, listen, no.
Number two, where were you married? What city were you married in?
Reno.
In Reno, Nevada?
Yes.
And number three, you say you live in San Jose now?
Yes.
And when will his status in this country be permanent?
Well, it will be permanent as soon as he gets his passport and goes to Germany and gets his papers. Then he can come back to the United States, and after 5 years, he can be a citizen.
After 5 years, she says, if indeed she is the one. So, Kitty?
Number one, how did Ivo get into the country?
He jumped a ship, a Greek ship in New York. Cargo ship.
And made his way to California.
He was here for 4 months.
Speaking no English.
Not here, no.
How extraordinary. Number two, how did you find out that there were 499 other girls waiting in line? Where did you meet him?
Well, I met him at his boarding house, but it was in the San Jose Mercury papers.
Oh, that there were all those girls waiting. And number three, who was the interpreter?
There was no interpreter.
Oh, I see. You managed without an interpreter.
There was only the man he was living with.
Right. And number one, how long have you been married?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Isn't that And on that, we must make up our minds. What do you think? Is it number one? Or do you think it's number two? Or have you a preference for number three? In any event, it's $50 down for each wrong vote, $500 if all the votes are wrong, and Bill Cullen starts.
I don't like to vote for ethnic reasons, but Gene, is that a Slavic background?
Yes.
Number one has a Slavic look. She looks that way, and she looks like a fella by the name of Ivo would go big with her, like a Bill would die or a Gene, no matter what he is, would fall. But it's number one, I'm sure.
Whatever that meant, we got one vote for number one. Let's go to Peggy.
Well, he may be Yugoslavian. I don't think she looks Yugoslavian.
She does.
Number two sounds as though she comes from New York. I don't know. Number one looks like a very happy new bride, all kind of shy and glowing and blushy, and I voted for her. I'm sure it's you.
Okay, it's 2 for 1. And Gene Rayburn?
Well, she looks more Scandinavian or pure Californian than Slavic, number one. I voted for number one because I think Peggy nails it. She has that rosy glow of a new bride.
Say, there are 3 votes for the rosy glow. And what's Kitty going to do? Are you going to make it unanimous,
Well,
Kitty?
guess what?
What?
It's number one. Number one, when Bill said, you mean in 4 hours you found Ivo too much, and she just beamed all over, as much as to say, more than that.
Keep in mind that we pay $500 if nobody guesses the correct one.
She deserves the Academy Award.
All right? Who better to pick out the real girl than the man who picked her out in the first place? So, Ivo, come out here and pick out your bride. Lucy Glow got it right on the nose. We'll be back to talk to you in a minute or two. Number 2, what is your real name, please, and what do you do?
My real name is Becky Kay. I'm a fashion coordinator at Gazebo's Boutique in New York City.
And number 3, what is your real name, please, what do you do?
My name is Leslie Zerla, and I'm a professional clam opener.
Professional clam opener. Where does she go? Where do you open professional clams, number 3?
All those that aren't equity. In New Jersey.
I saw you on a show. You were on a show opening clams with adhesive tape on your fingers, no?
No, that was putting sardines.
I want to find out now about Ivo and Christina. Gene, talk some Yugoslav. Do you talk Yugoslavian?
Yes. The Serbo-Croatian is kako je braće? Dobro. Kako je žena?
Dobro.
Ona zna dobro kuhat?
Kuharica, dobro.
Ča kuhat?
Italijansku hranu kuha.
He says she cooks in Italian.
Well, Christina, we are grateful to one young particular reporter out on the San Jose, what was it, the San Jose News?
San Jose Mercury, yeah.
He was the one who put this in the paper and told about Ivo's problem, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. We wanted, what was his name?
Rick Carroll.
Rick Carroll, because we wanted to give him a thank you. And thank you, Ivo. Thank you, Christine. Thank you, Imposters. Thank you, Gene Rayburn, for being here with us on To Tell the Truth. Oh, hey there. I mean, goodbye there, because we got to leave now. It's like that. We'll see you tomorrow.
Transportation and other considerations provided by Chevrolet, featuring the 1971 Impala with sidecar door beams, more wheelbase, more glass, more sound-deadening materials, all at a very Chevrolet price. Hotel accommodation, courtesy Delmonico's Hotel on fashionable Park Avenue, ideal for gracious living. Visit famous Delmonico's restaurant for superb continental cuisine. This is Johnny Olson speaking for To Tell the Truth, a Mark Goodson, Bill Trotman production.
The truth can be found in black and white with Bud Collyer. Don't miss the original To Tell the Truth, Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific.